here? Alright. I'm trying anyway. Alright. We got that going, we got this going, and we got this going. Alright. Hopefully that works. I do not know what I'm doing today. I'm a mess today. Oof. It'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be good. Alright. Hopefully we are good to go here. Alright. Frank, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope everything is going well with you. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. It is Friday, right? I put that on the title and I'm like not sure myself actually. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. This is like, I don't know. I feel a little strange today, but I hope you guys are having a better day. Hello, hello, Newbie Reaper. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everything going? And hello, Blank on the YouTube side. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Jordan Goku, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. It's nice to see you guys. Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing alright. My head is a mess. My head's a little bit of a mess today. Many things going on. Just sort of, I don't know, I feel kind of off today. I don't know why though. But that's okay, that's alright. Hello Eve, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday, I hope you're doing well today. It's good to see you. Hello Dark on YouTube, hello, hello. And hello Vesta, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday, guys. Hopefully everybody is having a good day so far. Hopefully everybody is, I know not everybody is, has weekends at the same time, but I hope you're able to spend some time, take a little bit break, relax a little bit. Had to end stream early? Oh, okay. I'm glad that you're off, though. That's nice. Is happy Good Friday? Yeah. Oh, wait, is it like Good Friday? Like Easter? Is it like Easter Good Friday? I don't know how that works. Yeah? Oh, okay. Well then, happy Good Friday, I suppose. Blank says, not gonna be long, as today is this Flesh Vessel's annual molting day. I can hardly be absent from my own chrysalis celebration. I'm gonna take that to mean congratulations and happy celebration, Blank. I hope that you are doing well, Blank, on the YouTube side. And I can't quite follow what you're celebrating exactly, but happy celebration of annual molting day. Happy celebration of annual molting day, Blank. Yeah. No, he said molting day. He didn't say birthday. Hello, Sierra. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello. It'll be a good Friday. I'm glad you guys think so. I'm glad. Blank is molting everyone to the evacuation tunnels. I'm a little confused because, like, Blank is a mask with a shadowy form. I don't really know how a shadowy form molts. I'm a little bit confused, but they are having a chrysalis celebration, so you know what? Good for them. Good for them. I don't know how it works, but good for them. That's what I mean. Let's not find out. Fair enough. Fair enough. How are you guys all doing today? I hope everybody's having... It is a good Friday, but I hope everybody's having a good Friday in general. I hope everybody's having a good day, a good start to the weekend, more or less. Eve, thank you so much for the off-kai sticker. Thank you. Telemore, hello. Welcome in. Dark says, I'm sad my football team lost. Your video makes it a little better. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Dark. And hello, Telemore. Good morning. Sierra says, thank you for your input about what I said in your server. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Actually, we should just, like, put a little bit of a disclaimer there, a little caveat. For the next week or two, we might have a little bit more trouble than usual on the IRIAM side. Hopefully not. But I just want to put that out there because it is spring break. It is spring break for people, and streamers sometimes get influxes of troublesome people from time to time. So I just want to put that out there, that we could end up having some people who are trying to be silly, trying to, you know, curb their boredom, shall we say. So, if I end up having to, like, do anything that involves, like banning or muting or anything, sometimes I have to go directly into the settings, and there is a chance that the stream could break or freeze when I do that, so I want to let you know ahead of time, so in case I have to do that, I will hope it doesn't happen. I will try to fix things if it does happen, but I just want to, like, put that out there real quick, that could happen. I've not had good luck going into settings and profiles while live, so if I have to, then it could potentially end the stream. Fingers crossed that it doesn't, but I just want to throw that out, that there could be technical difficulties for the next week or two. Hopefully not, but yeah, I just want to put that out there. You know, I mean, hopefully we could get some, like, you know, new good people coming in, but there's probably going to be a lot of bored people, so throwing that out there. No, Vesta, I can't let you do that. But yes, again, congratulations, Blank. I'm happy for you. Blank says, over here, it's been spring break for a week already, but those people obviously can't make it over to IRIAM. That's the thing, right? Like, because people were like, oh, don't worry, it'll only be a week. And I'm like, no, based on where everyone is in different areas, it's going to, like, it's gonna be, like, the cumulative time frame of those different areas, because different places celebrate spring break at different times, so we're gonna get whatever that entire segment is. Vesta getting the Bunny Fire Squad ready. No. Vesta says, you can't let me, but you don't have to actively try to stop me either. I'm picturing a scenario where Vesta tries something and Eve is holding me back and saying, just let it happen. It's that episode of SpongeBob with the anchovies for 3 weeks. Oh no. Hopefully not. Hopefully it won't be bad. I've just noticed things in other people's streams, so I just want to throw that out as sort of like a, hey, just in case. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll get lucky, but just throwing it out, because you never know. Yeah, it's part of being a streamer with these things, right? I think we're pretty good at, like, figuring out, like, who's starting trouble and who's not, so. You mean like in the anime where the girl said, you get used to it? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't even know what that's from. I see that gif a lot. Hello, Talon. Welcome in. It's already started on the YouTube stream side. Oof, really? I think it's Goblin Slayer. Oh, okay. I have not seen Goblin Slayer. I've been told that I would not enjoy Goblin Slayer. Happy Bunny Day? No, we're a few, well, okay. Happy Bunny Day because I won't see you on IRIAM until after Bunny Day, but yeah, okay. Happy early Bunny Day. Had to time out like 10 people the past week. Oof, I'm sorry to hear that, Eve. That's rough. Dark says, I'm not against doing crime ideas, but I won't support it. Wink, wink. Jeez. Happy prequel Bunny Day. We're in the prologue. There you go. Also, for those of you who have Twitch sub or Ko-fi membership or IRIAM badge, the Yoshi wallpaper is going to be posted after stream. The Yoshi wallpaper is complete. I will post it afterwards, just in time for Easter. It was really difficult because I was really trying to, like, emulate the Yoshi art style, and I kept, like, overthinking. Vesta's just gonna sigh. I kept overthinking different elements of it, and one thing that was interesting is, loud music. it was interesting, right? Because I had, like, the Yoshi pause originally, and, I kept feeling like it was really off, like, it didn't look right. It was just, like, my head with Yoshi body, it didn't feel right. So I realized that if you're wearing a kigurumi, you don't usually have the paws. You usually have them as, like, sleeves. So I changed that, and it makes a lot more sense now. It looks a lot less awkward. So it's interesting, right? Because it's sort of like something you have to look and evaluate and then realize later. You and your wife saw the Hatsune Miku movie? Ooh, nice, nice, nice. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have gone to see that. I'm not anywhere where a theater is actually playing that, so I hope to see it someday. Egg plushie. Yeah, okay. I did change it from an egg plush, so now it's just regular eggs. Regular eggs. Jordan Goku, I'm not gonna fall for it. I didn't even know there was one. Yeah, I keep seeing ads for it, and there's certain places that are actually, like, showing it in theaters. But it's very, very limited. You had some audience screaming and shouting during the movie at certain parts. Oof. Not as bad as, well, okay, yeah, not as bad as Minecraft movie, I could imagine, because, like, you can't get much worse than that. But I don't like how people in general with movie theaters are, like, not respecting the movie theater experience anymore. This is, like, becoming a normalized thing, and I don't like it. I hope you enjoy your smoothie, Media Ninja. Also, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Newbie Reaper, you're gonna get stuck in my head. Need a change of pace, that's fair. We're in kindergarten again, oh jeez. No, it's like, it's just society. Society's not acceptable. Your theater's not playing it? It's really, really, really limited, I think. It's one of those things where, like, only probably major cities are getting it, and I'm in the same boat. There's nowhere that's gonna be playing an anime movie where I am. Minecraft movie legit had some movie theaters open special showings where people were allowed to go ballistic. Ugh, I feel terrible for anyone working there. There's an after show after credit. I would imagine. I think most movies are doing after credit stuff, so that's cool. Taylor says Miku movie's amazing, easily enjoyable without context, but knowing the Sakai lore helps keep track of the many characters. I would imagine, right? Because it's based on the gacha rhythm game, right? Yeah, there's definitely a ton of characters, and it's a different looking Miku too, right? I didn't play much of Project Sky, but I know that there's like it's basically a gacha game, right? There's always too many characters to keep up with. I only know Miku and the twins. I love the twins. I know. Let's see. I can't. I'm not gonna try to name any characters. I can't do that live. Bad enough if I try to, like, name Pokemon live and suddenly you just forget every single Pokemon that exists when you're trying to speak live. Newbie says, I remember seeing something that newer gens are so within the whole social media and content. Everyone's become more performative, more spectacle. Ugh. You know, even before that, though, I feel like the general society of, like, just typical behavior was, going downhill. Because, if you think about, like, planes, right? Like, okay. Planes used to be something extremely, like, luxury and respected, and you got, like, fine linen napkins with your dinner, and everybody dressed up to go on a plane. Now you've got guys in, like, t-shirts and sandals, and putting their feet on what do you call it? On the seats. It's just... things in general, societal things in general, have just, no one respects anything anymore. Miku, Ren, Len, Mako, Kaido, and Luca, there you go. I love playing Colorful Stage, it was easy for me to follow along. Nice. You'd be hit with feels, especially as a VTuber content creator. I can imagine, right? I definitely get hit with feels with that kind of stuff a lot. That's sort of what gets me with the movie Belle. If anyone's seen Belle, that's a really big, like, content creator heavy movie. I did not fully watch Oshinoko because the story just got way too insane for my liking, but the side characters were more interesting to me because of, like, their focus on like, idol and content creation and stuff. I am a sucker for, movies and anime that focus on, like, the mindset of a content creator. Like, show me any- I still need to watch the jellyfish one. What is that? Jellyfish Don't Swim in the Night? I still need to watch that because I heard it's, like, major content creator related, so that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy watching. I remember some dude kept kicking my seat on a plane, so I turned and stared at him for 30 minutes. He left me alone after. That's terrible. That it's like, and you're saying some dude, so it's like not even a child, because like children kick seats, right? But an adult doing that, that's so stupid. Return the plane to the commoners, down with aerial aristocratic supremacy. Vesa, that's how we get the seat kickers. What? Dual Thrones, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Dual Thrones. How's everything gone? I know that you were saying that things should improve at this point. Belle was specifically about a girl who became a VTuber singer. Yes. That's why I mentioned it. Old teen, young adult, couldn't tell. Just wanted it to stop. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, ugh. The whole thing with, like, how people behave in planes, how people behave in movie theaters, how people behave, as tourists, you know, what do they call nuisance streamers? Like, why is this a thing? Why have people just gotten so selfish? Why have people gotten so selfish in the world? I do have you guys in the background. Yeah, we've got Stargazer bunnies in the background. It makes me so happy. Yeah, the tourist streamers are horrible. And of course, then you have copycat crime, right? Because you've got, like, the one main guy that everybody knows. And then everyone's like, oh, that's a funny way to get popular. No, it's not. You're gonna end up in jail. Please don't do this. And then even on, like, lesser levels, it's just, Next movie I'm planning to see, Seer says, next movie I'm planning to see with my wife is the Dan to Dan next season, which will be shown in theaters again. Why do you have anime in your theater? I'm jealous. Dual Throne says things are better, but not the best. Wrist and thumb will require substantial physical therapy to stop being painful. Oof. I'm sorry. I definitely hope it gets better, but I'm glad that it is getting better. I'm glad that it's sort of, like, on the road to recovery. That still makes me happy. Vesa, why are people so selfish in the world because you won't let me shoot them? No! There has got to be another solution between letting people go run amok and letting Vesa go run amok. There's gotta be an in-between there. Zio says, here's my take, I think it's the thrill. People love to see others do something you would never expect most people would do, despite how rude or illegal it is. I mean, yeah, that's why they get so many viewers, right? It's like, what do they call that? Not broken window. Rubbernecking, right? Where everyone gets into traffic because they're looking at a crash or something terrible. It's like there's a morbid curiosity to all these things. Talon says, I have anime in my movie theater. Last time I saw My Hero Academia movie, I really miss watching all the Pokemon movies in theaters back in the day with my parents. Well, Pokemon is anime, but, like, that was mainstream enough to be everywhere. Everywhere. But, like, dedicated anime, it's very rare for that to be in a theater. Vesa. The only time that I ever have seen, like, actual anime in theater is if it's a Studio Ghibli movie. It's the only time. I don't have any movie theaters near me, they all shut down. Yeah, same, Eve. Same. Although, I'm surprised. I thought that where you were, there was, like, a lot of stuff usually going on. At least from what I hear. That's, like, a very bustling location. Yeah, I thought... I wasn't gonna say, like, anything out loud, but I thought that was, like, I thought there was always stuff going on, right? Because you got all the amusement parks and theme parks and stuff. To be honest, nuisance and tourist streamers will continue to do as they do until serious consequence becomes routine. Yeah, true, Dual Thrones, true. Yeah, I understand, Eve. Like, everything's shut down around us. It's terrible. Zero says, unfortunately, it won't be stopped. People might forget Johnny Somali, but there will always be another streamer like him. Best thing to do is never give him the time. Best thing to do is just get more law enforcement, like Dual Throne said. Vessa says, I'm surprised my mall still has a theater. Heck, I'm surprised I still have a mall, even if it isn't great. Fair, yeah. Yeah. Newbie Reaper says, I feel like anime movies have started to get way more popular in general recently. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anime has gotten very, very, very mainstream. Like, extremely mainstream. It used to be that, like, you know, anime was the niche, weird, nerdy thing, right? And now it's like, now the popular kids like anime. It's very strange, and I'm not used to it, and I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Eve says that, or they got closed and got condos or golf courses built where they were. Oof. That's annoying. Blank says, deformalization has been a natural process of society since time immemorial. From the photograph to airplane travel, it's always happened with time. I get what you're saying. I still don't like it. Like, I get what you're saying. I understand deformalization is just a thing that happens. I think we can, like, see any, hobby community to understand that, too. I don't like it. I like it when things are formal. I like it when things are proper. I like it when things take a little bit extra work and a little bit extra care and consideration. I wish I could keep the formality in things. Zero says, due to anime's popularity, I think existing movie theaters are showing anime's first 3 episodes or something, just they're still in business. They're showing episodes of anime in theaters? That's wild. Newbie Reaper says, not just anime, but specifically anime movies, there's been more and more. Yeah, true. I know, like, One Piece was really, really big for movies. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was the big one, right? I think Demon Slayer was huge for movie theaters. Dual Throne says, I hardly endorse them being harmed, but nuisance streamer who was, shot by someone who got into the personal space of being cornered probably gave those like him at least a moment of pause. You would hope so, anyway. You would hope that that would sort of, like, bring people to reality a little bit. Talon says that they have a mall that's up and running and not dingy and dying. Well, you're very lucky. Bessa says, I like when things are polite, but not necessarily formal. Blame Southern hospitality trope. I mean, yeah, they don't have to be, like, formal. We don't have to have, like, fine linens and kerchiefs and jabots and stuff like that, but I want things to be more respected. And I think that you can't have things to be respected without it being a little bit more formal. I'm not saying fancy living. I'm just saying, like, there needs to be a little bit more of a barrier to entry to things. Even if it's just socially. Even if it's just, like, socially more of a barrier to entry. Everything just being so easy for anyone to access anytime they want is absolutely what sort of throws things down. Like, okay, Blank is saying here, right? Things start out as novel and momentous occasions and are treated thusly. Then it becomes more and more common and the magic slowly fades away. People start treating more casually. I agree, right? Like, it needs to be a little bit more rare, a little bit more sought after, right? Like, okay, the fact that you guys can get fruit of any sort whenever you want, any time of year, is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? Because fruit is supposed to be seasonal. You're not, like, it used to be that people got an orange as a Christmas gift. Because it was like, oh my gosh, it's so rare, it's so valuable, it's so hard to obtain. I'm not saying that we should make it, like, go back to making it impossible to get basic necessities. But I am saying that maybe we shouldn't make it super easy to have everything we want at the drop of a dime. You know what I mean? People have just lost their manners. True, yeah. They premiered the first 3 episodes of Dandadan? Dang, that's really cool. Yeah. People have lost their manners because everything just comes, like, so easily. People are rude now that people are so rude now that I've had to start being rude. Yeah, at some point, like, you've got to sort of... I know what you're saying, right? Like, it sounds terrible, but you kind of have to, like, almost match the tempo to survive in a way. That sounds awful, but I get where you're coming from. Star wants to send us back to the Dark Ages. I don't want to send you... I said, like, it's just... No one has any appreciation for things anymore. New Reaper says, Amazon Prime now. Order snacks on Amazon. When you click buy, the delivery guy behind you stuffs the snacks in your mouth before you can even hear the click reach your ears. Jeez. Bar etiquette has really changed. I can only imagine, Celtic Alchemist. Blank says, that being said, there's currently a broader trend of comfort above everything else, but that's because a populace that seeks comfort above all is very convenient for those in power. Yeah, okay. Like a bread and circuses type of thing. I get that. Yeah, I'm not saying that I want anyone to go back to the Dark Ages. I'm not saying that I think that it should be hard to get an orange. I'm just saying that people don't appreciate how easy it has gotten to have an orange. You know? I'm not saying that you have to go back to everything being hard. I'm saying that you should pay a little bit more attention as to, like, how the thing that you have is kind of incredibly impressive. Yeah, people taking things for granted. Exactly. Another example, sometimes games are actually very expensive back in the day, so you'd have to rent it in Blockbuster and you'd take care of it and treasure it as long as you have it, and that included movies too. Yeah. Didn't games used to be like... Okay, someone who knows game history better than I do. Didn't games used to sort of be like the equivalent of like $100 per game? Like, in terms of like value at the time? And then like, the value of a game now is like considerably cheaper based on that equivalent. I remember hearing that somewhere. I don't entirely remember how it works. But from what I remember hearing, games used to be wildly, wildly more expensive comparatively. Also clothing. It's kind of crazy that you can get, like, you know, a t-shirt for $10 because the price of clothing has not changed. Most SNES games ran around $80. Yeah, exactly. There was a huge range back in the day between like 40 and 100. Prices weren't standardized. Ah, and Walmart didn't have a big game section. That makes sense. Yes and no, if you include inflation, games back then were also expensive equal to or more so than the games today. You see, it's interesting, right? I was talking to somebody about this because, like, I've always been a handheld person, so I've, like, in my head, a game is not supposed to be much higher than, like, $20 or $30 because I was always a Game Boy and DS type player. So games were always on the lower end to me because handheld games were always considered like lesser in the market, I guess. They were never priced as high. So I don't have the same experience with the crazy fluctuation in pricing. Dark says, I usually hold the door in the elevator and even check to see no one is outside to see no one is missing the elevator. That's really considerate of you, Dark. We need more people like that. And that is even rare or weird. We're so doomed. Keep doing that. I think that's a very kind thing to do, and I wish more people would be doing things like that. Agree. I've always had a handheld in my pocket anyways, even now with a Switch. Yeah, except it's not super handheld anymore. Town says, of the video game prices, were high. Imagine what the prices back on Video Game Crash in the mid-80s was like. Yeah, I don't know. It's all over the place, right? Dual Throne says there might be an infinite parade of Johnny Somali type people, but the thing is that with everything connected to society, a steady press of forced conditions people to behave rightly. It's like Pavlov's bell. When people inclined to act badly bleed, rhetorically speaking, Every time they do, they gradually learn to stop because no one prefers pain. Yeah. True. I think what's weirder is, like, when people push through that because their desire for fame gets in the way of their, gets in the way of their moral compass. Or sort of, like, gets in the way of their sense of danger, right? Like, there's so many people that want to, like, have attention, as content creators, and instead of doing it the right way, they're just trying to do it fast and easy, and they sort of, like, disregard their own safety for it. The irony is that Nintendo actually saved the video game industry during the mid-80s, but now that they overpriced the Switch, too, and the games, the very same company that saved the industry might potentially... No, they're not gonna just... No. Nintendo is not going to destroy the games industry. I think we're just going through a shift right now. I think that there is sort of a shift that is making a lot of people frustrated. I think there are some things where they might not be making the best decisions. There is sort of this, like, confusion happening right now because, like, they don't have too much good competition, right? PlayStation 5 doesn't have too many good games. Xbox is kind of doing its own weird thing. Nintendo doesn't really have enough competition, and so they can kind of go crazy with the game pricing, at least when it comes to AAA industry, because now most people, based on these prices, are moving away from AAA and going more towards indie, right? More towards small indie. And we've seen that small indie can make some really, really amazing games that rival the value of entertainment that the AAA games have, right? Not the length, but the value of entertainment, right? How many people are playing, like, Repo and Among Us and what are the other what's the other one I'm trying to think of? The I don't know, the one with the masks. The horror game with the masks that I did, content warning. So it's like there's going to be a shift as the sort of, like, AAA and indie kind of fight for that space, because right now I just don't think that Nintendo has enough competition. Nintendo won't destroy the industry by itself, but if everyone else follows this precedent, while still having bad quality games, it very well could, to be honest. I mean, yeah, if everyone's following suit, that's definitely not good. But that's why it's interesting that, like, indie is rising so much, right? Seer says, I think we should insist shame law. Streamers like Johnny Somali be punished by holding up a board that explains everything they do, essentially embarrassing them publicly. I don't think people like that care much about the shame section. Unfortunately, I think they sort of think it's funny. Which is not good. New Reaper says, I'm playing Cinnabunny. Heck yeah! We're hopefully going to start playing that tomorrow to celebrate for Easter. So that's awesome. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Blank says, adjusted for inflation, games used to be as expensive as $130 in the 90s. I can imagine that, yeah. Though to be fair, underpricing is also a massive problem in the indie space. Even highly successful devs are bankrupting themselves because consumer price expectation is so low. That is a good point, right? Like, the price to produce a game versus what you can get out of it, because not everyone gets to be content warning or Repo or Among Us, right? Like, these are not typical numbers that people get. Most people trying to replicate that are not going to succeed in the same way. So that is also a very, very good point. Jeez. These songs, I swear. Since AAA games won't deliver the kind of games people actually want to play anymore, like the old-fashioned 3D platformers, there's a rise of the 3D platformer renaissance in the indie space, yeah. Vesa says, I think it's weird because we barely had $70 games for long and no one liked that. I never bought a game for $70. The only game I've ever bought for $70 was TOTK, and I remember Nintendo saying that it was like a one-off that they weren't going to normalize. Sierra says, I don't care if it's funny, I just want the bad streamers embarrassed enough that they stop being a jerk. No, that's, okay. I think you might have misheard what I meant. I don't think it's funny. I think they think it's funny. If they're holding up a sign with a list of all the bad things that they did, and you're trying to shame them in the public square, I don't think it's funny what they did. They think it's funny what they did. So, they're not going to be embarrassed enough to stop. If you just have a list of all the bad things they do, and shame them in the public square, I don't think it's gonna do much. You know, what do they say? Any attention is good attention, even bad attention. So they wouldn't care, unfortunately. They should care, but they don't. I think platforms need to ban public nuisances, no rewards for that behavior. They sometimes do, and then they just jump to another platform, and then there's not enough... There's always gonna be some platform taking the bottom. You can't talk sense into nuisance content creators, true. Dualthrone says that is true. There are always going to be exhibitionists and daredevils. The reason there's so many of them is that they know from simple observation they can run around stomping people's heads and cackling. There's a contingent of online people who will applaud, defend, and celebrate them. Very, very, very true. And the thing is, like, the viewers of those nuisance content creators, they are not fans of the nuisance content creator. They don't like them, they don't support them. If the nuisance content creator gets arrested, it's more entertainment for them. They do not care about the nuisance content creator's well-being. It's kind of like, there's a lot of people that are consuming content that I won't be repeating here, where it absolutely does not benefit the content creator's well-being at all. It is entirely for the viewer's personal satisfaction, and if the nuisance content creator gets in a huge amount of trouble, that is just more entertainment. They do not care. Vessa says, did you hear about the Russian-American nuisance streamer getting arrested in the Philippines? The president reacted to his stream and said they were going to make an example of him. Oh, jeez. I don't think I heard about that, but I might have seen a comic referencing it. Their hedonist craving stimulation. Yeah, exactly. Zero says, fortunately, platform does do a right thing. Not sure if you heard, but Twitch took down a promo about FleshTuber who passed the red light while streaming. Okay, I didn't hear about that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, usually Twitch will try to take down if people are doing, like, really bad stuff like that, but then there's always another platform that will host them. If they get banned on Twitch, they'll jump to Kick. That kind of stuff. And unfortunately, like, not all platforms are held up to the same standard. Also, if you ever happen to be on Kick and you see that I have, like, an account there, do not be alarmed. I'm holding the username. I just want to put that out there. I'm holding the username so that no one can take it and, like, do bad things under my name. So if you ever happen to see that, it's good to hold your username in places, even if you don't ever plan to use it. I think at the beginning, like, a lot of us didn't know what Kick was going to be, and they didn't know, like, what kind of stigma it was going to have. So it's just always good to have usernames just in case. But yeah, I do not use Kick. Don't worry. Talon says, I brainstormed with creative people in a Discord, and they suggest making playing cards, like a physical card game, instead of digital, like Goldfish, for example, with my own unique art on it. I feel like that could be an alternative. An alternative to what? Does this have to do with our current conversation? I'm a little bit confused. I do snag the username too. Yeah, it's good to snag your username just in case. Starlight Counter-Strike case opening, gambling streams win. No! No! Sierra says, I should do that for Kick. Funny enough, I helped Amelie when I found a Blue Sky account pretending to be her. Oh, that's really, really good if you can point out imposters like that. Yeah. You should absolutely try to get your name everywhere that you can. I am always going to lament the fact that I have an underscore on Twitter. That is always going to bug me. And I've reached out to the person who has the non-underscore version so many times. I think they're Chinese, and they say they speak Chinese, Japanese, and English. And I've tried writing to them in all 3 languages to please let me buy their username, and they will never respond to me. And it always bugs me a little bit. I hate that underscore so much. It drives me crazy. If anyone can identify the real Monarch, it'd be C+. You got, like, Monarch and a doppelganger in a court case, and C+ is, like, the only witness that can tell them apart. It's like, oh my gosh, it was like in Ham Ham Heartbreak with Penelope and Pashmina. Town says video games that say they are actually making physical games could be more doable for someone that doesn't know how to code. Video games that say they actually are making physical games. I'm still confused. What video game is saying that they make physical games? Okay, doing physical games and doing video games is an entirely different ballpark. Like, it takes an entirely different understanding of skill sets, because you have to, in that case, you don't learn game development, you learn game theory. You learn, you have to learn gameplay, and you have to sort of think like a player, and you have to understand, like, how different turns work. Like, this game theory is an entire study, and it's, like, one of the things that, people at Hasbro know how to do is, like, play testing and game theory. It's really, really, really complex. But if you're just doing something like Goldfish and just adding your own artwork to it, then that is just an artist edition of a known card game. Maybe they don't have access to the account anymore? You mean the non-underscore one? No, they post on it every single day. New Reaper says a long time ago there was a VTuber, like before VTubers were VTubers, in the 2000s, and she had like over 100 Tenchi clone channels. What? Time to open up, take care, and have an amazing stream. Thank you, Celtic Alchemist, I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Best of luck with the bar. There's a Tenchi clone that was a door, a clone that was a fire hydrant, and so many others. What? That sounds crazy. Blank says indie games should be way more expensive, both on the basis of how much value you get per dollar, and on how much of a financial risk indie devs always incur. Yeah, true, true, true. Blank says, identifying the real monarch should be easy. Just ask a series of tech questions, and whoever answers most incorrectly is the real one. Oh my gosh, Blank. That's good, that's good, yeah. You know, that would actually be really funny, right? Like, I could picture that as a silly, like, fake screenshot illustration, right? You've got, like, you got your two doppelganger, real monarch, doppelganger monarch court case, and everyone is just, there's, like, you know, your typical 12 men in the court case. Everyone is just very confused, trying to figure it out, looking through all the papers. Seahiro and Sayu are just, like, standing next to each other, fully confident. Oh, I love it. I could see it. I could see, like, an Ace Attorney, parody of this. Big brain blank, yeah, there you go. That's like you always want to bite. Why is that? Also, I saw another Twitter post from another VTuber being like, I feel like biting today, and I'm like, Vesa, is this your alt? You guys are crazy. Does that mean I'm, Maya Fey and Sayu is Nick or Phoenix Wright? I don't know, but I could see it. Did you see that? Another FS did a biteability tier list? I did hear about that, yes. You should have entered? I was not going to enter that. I feel like you probably would have been upset with whatever the result was. I want to stare? Why do you want to stare? S-tier bite in your book? Oh my gosh. How do you even determine something like that? You want to peck my ears to see how shiny they are? Why? You guys are so strange. You guys are so strange. I want to stare. Newbie Reaper says, I want to stare at Vessa's bite victim while it's happening so they never forget that day. What? What are you... You guys are getting dark and weird now. What are you talking about? What? What did they do? I don't know. Eve, this is the first time you're just as confused as I am. Pfft. Lillian's not even here. I know, right? No, it's just Newbie Reaper and Vessa and a little bit of Talon just being very strange. Rare day where Eve is the good one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not strange, I just join in. You just said that you wanted to stare at someone so long that they never forget that day. That's a little bit ominous, don't you think? Seer says I'm eating spaghetti with mentaiko sauce, aka spicy cod roe sauce. I don't know why, but your necklace does look tasty. Not you too, Sea Hero! What the? Sea Hero, you're not usually one to jump into this. Vessa's been slowly becoming more and more chaos and derp in the last 1.5 months. Oh, jeez. I kind of need my mod to stay, like, a little bit sane. Like a little, I need a little bit of sanity to be contained still, please. That would help. Blank says crazy, surely. Oh, jeez. I'm not mod here, oh dear. You're not wrong. Uber Reaper says Eve was behaving and the chaos had to go other places. Oh my gosh. The chaos just jumps from person to person. How do you become a mod for IRIAM streamers, if there's any? There is none at the moment. There's no... That's why I warn you guys that if we have trouble in the next week or two, that if I have to do something and it ends up, like, cutting out the stream, then that's on the technical end. You're holding it back. Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. I know. I don't... Taka, I'm just as confused as you are. New Reaper says we'll just hop, LOL pun, back in when you reset the stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hopefully we don't have to do any of that. Eve says I'm busy holding back Starlight from stuffing Vessa. I can't stop the other bunnies. I can't control the chaos impulses. Talon says when your fox ears curl back, it does look like a taco shell. Just gives me some ideas. What? Vessa says, I like how that implies there must be a certain level of chaos and Eve is the default vessel, but it'll happily split between others if the amount needs to increase. Why? Sierra says, I don't know why. I'm so hungry than usual right now. Just ate a 3rd bowl of spaghetti and I'm going to eat a 4th. Don't eat too fast, Sierra. Do not get sick, please. I like that idea, Vessa. Eve says it's my magic, that's why yin and yang. Oh dear. Eve, does that mean that you're, like, sharing your chaos magic with others? Is that what's happening? Or can it be, like, split from you? I don't understand. Eve says, I'm a beacon. Sound says it really does look like a taco shell whenever your ears are down. What? No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? I think you guys are all just really hungry today. I don't know why. Because you guys keep talking about, like, biting and tacos and spaghetti and thing. I think you guys are just really hungry today. Have you guys eaten yet? I think you guys just need food. What? And pecking, yeah. Pecking and biting. I don't know what's up with you guys. There was a Mario Kart Nintendo Direct a day or two ago. Interesting, interesting. As I said, I had a yummy beef wrap and fries. Then you should be good. New Reaper says, I'm all bones, I do not eat. That's fair. You know, that's probably why, Newbie Reaper and Vine Fox are, like, comparatively the chillest, because, like, we've got a skeleton and a ghost. Eve says, when I'm in yin mode, the yang energy is released, making them all chaos. When I'm in yang mode, I'm controlling the chaos. Oh, I see. So it's like a switch of sorts. Starbite is the dessert. Why? Why? And how did this all start anyway? Like, you guys all collectively decided these things. I don't get how. Are you saying hallucinatory water is tainted with something? What? Huh? Wait, where did you get that from? What do you mean that hallucinatory's water is tainted? What? Since the only two that can't eat and drink are good? No, that has nothing to do with the water. What? How do you come to that conclusion? Dark says I'm always hungry. Fair. Sierra says, I guess the living is more chaotic while the unliving's being more chill. Newbie says, I don't have a jaw, I can't bite either. There you go. No, I don't understand how that relates to the water. What? Demonic Antlord, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? I don't recall seeing your name. Did you change your name? I feel like I definitely would have remembered an Antlord. But hello, I hope you're doing well. Blank says, I also don't consume traditional nourishment, but I'm certainly not good. That is true. That is true. Maybe that isn't a tie-in. Maybe that isn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so you're Dem. Okay, I get that. Bessa says, too tired to explain, just gonna bite, so sorry. No! Oh, yeah. Sierra says, if I could update current model, would you add a motion toggle? It wouldn't matter on the IRIAM end, but yeah, someday I would like to sort of, not be so nerfed. I'm very, very nerfed with the IRIAM side here. Someday I will not be as nerfed. Yeah, I used to have expressions that I think Vessa has probably posted in meme format before. I need to be able to get some of those back in the future. Basically, like, anything that I've had in emote form, I used to have. But the IRIAM side of me is very, very nerfed. So, at some point, we'll get that back. 'Cause, yeah, it gets more and more valid by the day. Vessa says YouTube, infinite cosmic power! IRIAM, itty bitty living space. Very true. Very, very, very true. Yes. It would be cool if someday they had a way for us to do that, but I don't think that they are prioritizing it at all. You're currently on video call with your GF? Well, don't. I don't want you to get in trouble. Don't like take time away from her being here. Like, I appreciate you being here, but like, don't take time away from her. Talent says IRIAM is the world of the living, YouTube is the social society? Huh? Is that a reference to something I don't know? The world of the living and the social society? I feel like I'm missing something. The Reaper says 1 hour left for my personal mission? Huh? Personal mission. We live 2 days away from each other. Two days away from each other? So I don't see her in person. So you mean, like, time zone, right? 2 days what? 2 days? I think the farthest time zone we have is 1 day. Right? I'm very confused. Don't accidentally become a Vessa, I'm literally not trying to. I'm literally not trying to. Oh, 2 days travel. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was gonna say, like, I don't think we have anything further than a day unless you're in a different universe that I don't know about. I don't know, time works differently on different planets, but as far as I know, the most common one is 1 day apart. But yeah, no, regardless, like, if you can't see her in person, like, I appreciate you being here on the stream, but also, like, don't let me take time away from you guys, especially if it's very limited, please. Like, if you need to go to be with her and chat with her, please do so. See, Vesta, I'm literally trying to do the exact opposite. New Reaper says Star sitting there minding her own business, chilling, accused. I am genuinely saying that, like, I'm so confused. Wait, what? I don't want to get in the middle of this. I don't want to get in the middle of this. I don't know what that relationship is, but, like, spend time with her if you need to, please. Please spend time with her if you need to. In fact, that's probably a better thing. I don't know, like, it's one thing to listen to me while you're, you know, getting work done. It's another to, do what you need to do. New topic, best ice cream flavor. I'm a cookie dough fan, to be honest. I'm a cookie dough fan. Talon says, I was saying that because in Bleach, Soul Reapers could only unleash full power in the Soul Society, but is heavily nerfed in the world of the living. Oh, okay, I see. I've never, I did not see Bleach, so I don't know. Cherry flavor with actual cherries in it. That sounds good. Dark, shush. Actually, you know, like, if I could have, you know what's... Yeah, I'll either go with, like, a cookie dough or, like, a sprinkle thing, or, ice cream sandwich. I like ice cream sandwiches. Those are always nice. Because it's basically just, you just get your basic cookie. Blank says the Stargazers are especially chaotic today. I chalk it up to my madness energy running rampant on this particular day. Is it like what's the word? Is it like a combination of your energy and Eve's energy running rampant? There's a series of ice cream snacks from Blue Bunny just called Bunny Snacks. Oh my gosh. That's what's getting you guys crazy, isn't it? Vessel says, Easter is bunny day equals chaotic bunny energy levels hitting top of the charts. Oh, jeez. Because we're not streaming on actual Easter, so you guys are trying to get your chaos in? Is that the deal? Yes, Eve is being good kid today. Yeah, that is true. You guys are being quite chaotic, quite confusing, chaotic today. But that's good. It's good distraction. It's good distraction. I don't know. My head has been spinning, so. Your Reaper says Vessa's biting, Talon's pecking. I'm just staring at them. Apparently so. Talon says, would you say VTubers are shonen protagonists because they have their powers nerfed when they're in separate dimensions, aka other platforms? I don't know. Vine Fox, hello, welcome in, I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. I think the chaos started with Charming Falcon throwing bombs at you for the first time, the rest became history. I think the chaos started when I accidentally Freudian slipped and said, and I said Rome, like, no, Reaper, what are you doing? Someone said bomb and it startled you? What? Oh. Ah. That's a way to react to being startled. I was defending myself. Oh my gosh. Basically, Eve latched onto the slip. Yeah, it basically started with, I said something like Rome, like R-O-A-M. Eve heard it as R-O-M-E, and then decided conquest was the answer to life. Yeah. And then it's been chaotic ever since. But that's alright, that's alright. We can handle it. Hey, Vessa, why? What? New Reaper says you made a wish on the monkey's paw, there have been consequences. We were talking about Zapdos, and you said something about Rome. Yeah, I don't even remember how, to be honest. Yeah, you know, it's kind of, it's really crazy to think, like, I feel like the stream has gotten, like, very, very lively recently, and it's just, I don't know, I've been having kind of, like, weird feelings lately, in a way. I don't know, like, I feel like this is something I'm just gonna repeat until it becomes, like, boring and tiresome to you guys, but you know that I did not have a good start on the app. You know that I had, like, a lot of issues and stuff, and I've mentioned that before. And it's kind of weird, because, I completely missed the app anniversary. For a lot of people, they're celebrating 6 months. And for me, it just sort of kind of, like, I just sort of didn't really even register it. So it's kind of, it's strange, right? Because I feel like I had such a slow start with things, and then recently everything's been very ramped up community-wise, ramped up, silly-wise, all that kind of stuff, and it's been really fun, but it's kind of weird to think about everyone celebrating this other thing, where I don't really feel the same way about celebrating it. So I guess it makes me feel a little bit off, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, I really, really appreciate you guys. You just assumed we would calm down, yeah. Tactical, hello, welcome in, welcome in. But like a winner, you got back up and collected bunnies. Yeah, there you go. Kind of makes sense. Most things really start in the first of the year. Yeah. True, true, true. We are celebrating on our own. Yeah, exactly. I do love the community celebrations more. I really do. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough community celebration type of stuff, but I really do like and appreciate what we have. Hello, Pom Pom. Welcome in, welcome in. Dark says, I wish I was there to see you start streaming in the chaos. There was no start to the streaming. You know, in the same way that things are chaos, I feel like, we also did not abide by a true timeline. How's that for chaos, right? Breaking the clocks, as it were. Bomb Bomb, hello, hello. Thank you for the lollipop and the glow stick. I appreciate it. Thank you. 2 of the eggs in the background have a little bow on them. Do they? Oh, that's cute. They do. Some of them do. Yeah, there's a little bit more than 2. If I move my head around, you can see more. That's really cute. We spur it on more than you, so it's not a thing you need to worry about. Alright, fair enough. Blank says, maybe I'm misremembering. Wasn't I the one who first said that I misheard it as Rome? Maybe I am. My memory is very hazy. I don't remember. I think, like, one of you guys started it and the other continued it, and then you just sort of worked together. If it comes down to, I'll just commission art. What? I am excited for some future commissions that I'm working on. I will say that. I am very excited to get to work on, some really fun projects. When everyone was pretending to be Romans making the Great Empire, yeah. Blank was the one that made the Roman Legion line of Stargazers art. True, yeah. The Great Bunny Takeover. I feel like that's sort of when things, like, sort of jumped community-wise. So, as chaotic as it is, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of, like, it's been, like, a different era than the actual start of being on the app, and I think that there's something special about that. As silly and chaotic as it is, there's still something special about that. My mom says, I feel like Easter is the great takeover of the bunnies. The bunnies have been very, very, chaotic today, so far. Lots of antics. But yeah. Yeah, Easter's a good time for us. Easter's a good time for the bunnies. That's why I asked before if I need to reel it back before. You're good, you're good. I don't have taco ears. I think you're the only one that sees that, Talon. Does anyone else see that? I think Talon is the only one that sees that. We rule the world on Easter. I mean, the bunnies are everywhere. So, symbolically, you've got an upper hand. Antics? Antics? No, stop trying to undermine mountains. We have bomb eggs, of course it's a bunny takeover. Hey, Vine Fox! What? That's not what... Are you trying to prove that Are you trying to prove that they're connected, guys? Are you trying to prove that the bombs and the eggs are connected? Ta-da, you said the magic word? What? Newbie Reaper, why is my Easter basket ticking? Oh. Eve says we swarm at once and sing in unison as you do it like ants. Oh my gosh. Rain says those would be some large tacos. They're not tacos! Wasn't Easter originally a Roman holiday? You're thinking of Ostara, right? Oh. Huh. Interesting thought blank. Interesting thoughts blank. You're thinking of Ostara, aren't you? Oh boy. Yeah, because that's where you get the rabbit symbolism, is Ostara, isn't it? Oh boy. Hang on, let me... It's been a long time since I've looked into these things. Ostara celebrating the spring equinox. The balance between day and night shifts towards longer days, symbolizing rebirth and renewal. Often associated with the Anglo-Saxon goddess Eoster, who represents spring and new beginning. So yeah, there you go. There you go. There is Ostara, if that's what I think you're thinking of. I don't know the specifics, but if I recall correctly, it was basically a time where most law and taboo didn't apply, which would also explain the chaos. Wait, what? I don't remember that part of it. I just remember a celebration of spring and renewal. I don't remember a holiday that allows you to be chaotic. What? Mama says, us causes chaos, you having us under this, trying to not make us accomplished. What? Trying to not make us accomplish chaos. Town says, no, you're right, Starlight. They're not like regular tacos. They're more of dessert tacos. If you've ever tried them, but that would be self-cannibalism. What? Why does your mind go to these places? How does your mind go to these places? They're not tacos. They don't look anything like tacos. I think you guys are just hungry. I think you guys just haven't eaten enough food or something. Because I don't think my ears are tacos. I don't think they resemble anything close. Blank says that might be a different holiday, not Easter. Like I said, I don't know that much about the specific subject. Fair enough. Okay, at least Pom Pom's eating something. Skittles tacos taste the rainbow? Newbie Reaper, come on! Yeah, I do have a Discord. I do have a Discord, yes. Just finished lunch, so you guys should all be good. You shouldn't be thinking about food constantly. Especially when it comes to things that I'm wearing or am. I don't think my ears have any resemblance to a taco. I think that you just need food. They're actual dessert tacos and they taste good. I mean, there's dessert pizza. Why wouldn't there be a dessert taco? And there's also crepes. Oh my gosh, I do love crepes though. I do love crepes. I know we've talked before about like baked goods. I really love the really fancy type of crepes that you see as like Japanese street food. Those are so good. It's chocolate taco shell you put ice cream in? Yeah, are those still around? I thought those weren't around. They're not tacos, Pom Pom. They are just overpriced so no one buys them. I thought that they actually like got rid of them. I thought they were discontinued for some reason. Dark says I am chocolate? What? Blank says the Discord is full of, well, discord and chaos, but it's not exactly different from streaming right now. That's true, that's true. The fruits with the outer coating being beeswax. I don't know what those are. I don't think I've ever... Is that like a honey fruit type of thing? I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, we do have a Discord though. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, you can get to the Discord through my YouTube channel. It is very chaotic. I feel like I never really know what to do with the Discord. Sierra says, I know you're working on my spring art, but you talking about me and Sayu asking questions to determine the real monarch gave me an idea. Oh dear. Oh dear. Town says they're very popular on social media, where influencers would munch on them and they'll make a cracking sound. Oh, I think I have seen those actually. I think I usually see them in candied form, and they're like on a kebab, basically. Is it weird for you to eat ice? I don't think so. Unless you're just getting like a big bowl of it. In which case, I might be a little concerned. Yeah, I think I have seen the one you're talking about, Talon. It's not a caramel apple. It's like this weird, like, sugar-coated fruit thing. It's not a caramel apple. It's like a street food. Too sensitive to eat ice? Yeah, that's fair. I couldn't imagine just, like, eating a big bowl of ice. That would be weird. But, I don't know. Like, just shaved ice is a thing. Candied sugar on dried fruit. Yeah. But there's, like, yeah, it's, like, it's... I've seen this... It's so weird, right? I've seen pictures of what Talon is talking about. It looks like... You know how candied apple sometimes looks like a fake food? Like, it just looks like pure plastic? I've seen, what he's talking about, and it's not just a candied apple. It's usually, like, on a kebab, but it just straight up does look like plastic. It just looks like plastic food. Rainbow ice, I miss that. They used to sell it everywhere. Talon says, in the zoo, they'd feed orca buckets of ice because it's needed for their health. Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, shaved ice, rainbow ice, that's always fun. That's always fun. Although I've never actually seen anyone who could, like, successfully do it in a full rainbow. I've only ever seen, illustrations for that. That'll be fun illustration. I'm trying to, like, I haven't made assets in a long time. I haven't made, like, food assets in a long time. Bessa says I go to zoo and get job there with otters. There you go. Talon says, I'm looking forward to eating shaved snow cones since summer's approaching. It's getting hot, especially where I'm at. That's definitely fair. That's definitely fair. I am not looking forward to the changing seasons. I do not handle summer well. I really, really don't. I've either got lawn hair and lawn big coat or lawn fur. I don't handle summer weather well. I'm not gonna be doing well. Pom says us kidnapping the Easter Bunny, replacing all the candy with bombs, you telling us not to do so. Please do not kidnap the Easter Bunny. Yeah, do not kidnap the Easter Bunny. Please let the Easter Bunny do their job. The Easter Bunny did nothing wrong, and you guys are bunnies, so you should be sympathizing with the Easter Bunny. Spring would be nice without the allergies. That's definitely fair. At least it's really pretty, though. At least it's very pretty. I'm kind of nervous about this commission piece that I'm doing, but I'm also excited because I get to do, like, a really nice cherry blossom piece. Also, the Yoshi wallpaper kind of has cherry blossom looking parts in it, so summer is scary. I do agree with that, yeah. Dark says, I love cold, hate hot weather. I am the same way. I am the same way. Blank says, makes sense. Foxes aren't exactly tropical animals. Exactly. Look, I have an atelier on a mountain, and I work with an aurora, and you need cold weather for that. I really do not. I love the springtime, I love fall, and I'm pretty good with winter. Summer is where I die. I am not good with summer. Never have been, never will be. Zero says, I will sympathize with the Easter Bunny, but I won't sympathize with Zipper the Bunny from Animal Crossing New Horizons. That is fair. Zipper is a bit of an odd bunny. Zipper is definitely a bit of an odd one. Yeah, I can agree with you there. But I am excited to work on doing the cherry blossom piece, because it's such a nice, it's such a nice aesthetic. Zipper's fake too, yeah. No, Zipper's definitely an odd one. I think you have every right to be, cautious of Zipper. I mean, we're not in summer yet. I'm just saying that when it is summer, I will not be doing well. like, no matter where I am in the world, I just always prefer slightly colder over slightly hotter. Because, I mean, I always have either a big capelet on or a big coat, you know? I don't necessarily dress. I mean, I do now have a dress so that I'm not, like, fully, constantly, wearing big snow boots and snow pants, like in my previous incarnation. But still. You know. Long hair, big tail, big ears, lots of fur. Not always helpful. I'm not full on, like, husky level. I'm not you don't, like, throw me out into the snow directly. But still. Does it mean that Starlight is like Corella when it comes to the fur coat? No, because it's my own! No, that doesn't... No, Corella is using fur that doesn't belong to her. Mine is at least my own. What kind of question is that? That's a little bit different. Townsend, since I'm in the southern part of the US, I guess I'm a little bit used to it, but surprisingly during the winter we get very bad weather from the northern wind that blows all the way to the Arctic to northern Texas. Interesting, interesting. Do foxes shed fur? A little bit. I mean, there's summer and winter coats, if that's what you're asking. Have you ever seen, like, the difference between a fox's winter coat and a fox's summer coat? They do look very different. If you're an Arctic fox, you'll completely change color. Daichi, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I see that you're fairly new to IRIAM, so hello, welcome to IRIAM. I hope you're having a good day so far. My name is Starlight, and I'm a prismatic kitsune. It's nice to meet you. But yeah, if you ever see like pictures of red fox in the winter, they are big, big, big poofy. And then, in the summer, the fur is a lot shorter, a lot more slimmed down. Talon said bird shed, and mine's going through one right now. Lots of feathers I had to clean up. I can imagine, honestly. I don't shed my feathers, oddly enough. Well, they're kind of not really, like... Probably because they're not in, standard feathers. I feel like I just lost my train of thought completely. Birds don't usually shed flight feathers, just the puffy ones. Yeah, that makes sense. The, what is it? The down feathers, right? Down feathers, I believe it's called? Almost done with my example? What do you mean example? Cat, dog, fox, wolf, and lion. What about them? What is my plan for the rest of the day today and the weekend? So after stream, you mean? After stream, I'm going to be, posting the wallpaper. So for the month of April, if you are either Ko-fi member, Twitch sub, or, IRIAM star badge, then you will get the Yoshi wallpaper, and, I will post that later today. And then I'll probably be working a little bit more on refining Sea Hero's illustrations. That it's at a good point to work on it for next Tuesday. We're probably gonna try doing, like, basing out the flat color. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get, like, line art done. But at the very least, I'd like to be able to base out the flat color on stream. Or at least just get, like, a general idea of things. And then... I'm probably gonna split my time between working on Sea Hero's refinement and working a little bit on a reference sheet that I still need to finish up. And at some point, I really, I feel very, very torn in all the directions with the art stuff lately, right? Because I keep seeing, like, you know, okay, shiny crow object problem. I keep seeing really, really good art and thinking that that's, like, the kind of thing that I need to be working on, that I need to be, like, improving on and studying. And I'm not getting commissions for that kind of stuff because it's not stuff that I'm, doing because I don't have any examples of it, so it's catch-22. But there's a part of me that kind of wants to, like, I don't know, the commissions obviously come first. I'm kind of debating on, like, maybe doing, like, a raffle or something, I don't know, to sort of practice, like, colored headshot sketches, in a more refined style. I don't get to work with a refined style very often. I usually end up having to do very technical things on commissions. So, there's a part of me that kind of wants to play around a little bit. Talon says it's weird in North Texas when it gets super cold and super hot. That's why we rarely use air conditioning. Ah, that sounds hard to deal with. Yeah, I'm sort of like... I'm kind of torn with where I want my art to go lately. I don't really, like... I feel like I just want to... I need to look at, like, examples that people have on VGen where they have, they do, like, colored sketches and things, but it's, like, in a really nice, refined way, and I feel like I don't have that figured out yet. I need to sort of rearrange and pick stuff, and I feel like I go through this way too often, to be honest, where I'm never, like, quite sure where I want to be and how I want to brand. So, I think that's one of the things I need to figure out where I'm landing on the art branding side, if that makes sense. So there's so many different directions that things can go. You want to play around with the commission one? No, Eve, it's totally fine. I think it's more so, like, I don't want to take commissions that I don't have good examples for, so there is a bit of a catch-22 in there, but I like sort of, like, making sure that people know what they're getting. I think it's like, there's stuff where I could be making fan art of characters for this, but I don't know a lot of the characters. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try opening it up in raffle form, but then that doesn't really, like, get me very far either. I know a lot of other people are really successful with raffles, and I've done so many raffles that go nowhere. So I'm like, maybe I'll do fan art of popular character, but then, I don't know these characters either. If it's fan art, why not do Callie? Oh, I can't get myself to draw Callie yet. I feel like I need to get way better before I can draw Callie. I avoid drawing Callie. It's bad. Talon says currently eating frozen dark chocolate to cool down in Texas heat. That sounds nice. I actually want to try drawing more guys. But most of the guy characters people like are for things that I don't know. Like, usually the otome and the gacha games and stuff, right? So I don't know who any of the characters are, but it's a style that I think would be really nice to develop, and I don't know. Lots of thoughts just going through my head about that kind of stuff. Yeah, someday I want to draw Callie. Someday I actually have this, someday. Vine Fox, congrats on the 2-star, dang. Congrats. Ah, yeah. Congratulations, Vine Fox. What was I saying? Oh, I haven't done fan art of Callie yet, but someday I want to do, like, some sort of, like, self-indulgent fan art, kind of inspired by her, her Off With Her Heads video, because that one's inspired me a lot, and I want to do some sort of tribute piece to that that's a little bit self-insert, self-indulgence as well. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get around to doing that, but you will draw Callie when the fall comes because of another idea shared with you. Oh, right. That's not nerve-wracking at all. Right, yeah. Huh, I didn't really put that together in my head before. Alright then. You're not wrong, yeah. Huh. Okay then. I'm gonna have to get really good really fast. I keep seeing gacha game art of like, really good splash illustration or really good illustrations from, like, the really high-end studios, and I keep thinking, like, I really want to do that kind of stuff. And then, like, I'm currently just doing silly chibis and silly emotes, and it pulls me in all kinds of different directions. I am hoping to work on a piece later in the summer where I do get to do some sort of splash art looking thing, so that'll be fun. I do always try to push that look with Sierra's pieces as much as I can. I think I just need to do, like, a bunch of studies of, like, basic headshots, too. When it's not super intense splash piece, but also just, like, appealing general piece. I did one of those, I did a thumbnail, for Taka at one point, and I kind of got to play with that, and that was a really good experience. So I kind of want to do more stuff like that. You're welcome, I'm a middle star now. Tio says, speaking of gacha splash art, have you seen the ones from Honkai Star Rail? I have, yeah. I've actually been saving a lot of them because they're very inspiring with the composition and design work that they do. New Reaper says, there, I put the tacos in clips and memes. What? What do you mean you put the tacos in clips and memes? What do you mean, blank? Look? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I'm scared to look at this. What have you done? Why? 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 How does that even work? Why would you do this? I don't even know what the original is. You are crazy. You are crazy. Oh. For anyone who is not in the Discord yet, I have a Safe for Work Silly Discord, and if you go to my YouTube side, if you go to the About Me section, there's a link to the Discord. You can see the insanity that Newbie Reaper just posted. My goodness gracious, Newbie, why? How does that even work? I don't... Stargazers are crazy. Gonna have to see that later. Yeah, I guess so. Why? I still don't see the taco. I just... Talon, what have you done? Newbie Reaper, what have you continued? Stargazer is crazy. Starlight 2025. I feel like I say that on a daily basis, though. Vessa, don't pin it! Why are you gonna... Oh my gosh. I screenshot you the moment you said you didn't see it, and I made that. Oh my gosh. Blank, it's in the Starlight Clips and Memes channel. Yeah, I don't have a general meme channel, but I do have a streamer meme. I do have a VTuber meme channel. I blame Talon and Newbie Reaper both. You're lucky, apparently you didn't give me permission to pin in that channel. That was not intentional, but okay. I didn't even know that that took, like, a special permission. Maybe it's because it's a newer channel and I didn't, like, set it up the same way. I don't know. Why are you blaming us for it? Because you're the one who started it! Literally! You're literally the one who started it! I don't know how you guys get to this level. Zero says, at this point, your IRIAM stream is literally a content full of potential memes. You're like a lot of bigger VTubers when it comes to wacky communities and streams. I don't know why, though. I'm very confused by that. I don't get how. Why are there so many people watching on the YouTube side right now? What? Are you guys all lurking on the YouTube side, or is this just other people? I'm so confused right now. Probably lurking? Is it, like, you guys or other people? I've never had this many people on the YouTube side either. Bunny, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Does this mean I'm the most influential member of the community besides from you? No, I think that Eve and Blank and Newbie win that one. There's always that many on YouTube? There's not always that many on YouTube. Not during IRIAM streams, no. That's as many on YouTube when I'm on YouTube. That's not as many on YouTube when I'm on the IRIAM side. That's unusual. That's unusual. Bunny, I hope that you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Normally you average 4 to 7 on YouTube. Not on IRIAM days. Yeah, consider following on the IRIAM side if you would like to. If you would like this still crazy amount of chaos. And we do have a Discord, very chaotic. Chaotic things have now been posted in there. Easiest way to get to the Discord is going to the YouTube channel and About Me section, and there is a link to the Discord. Or if you are on the YouTube side, you can do !Discord and it'll give you a direct link. Maybe not influential, but I do cause chaos, and that means a lot. I think you all cause chaos. I think you all cause chaos at this point. Not to toot my horn, I think my antics make me influential. Definitely. Definitely so, yes. I think you guys all cause chaos. I think the most influential ones have been, Eve, Newbie Reaper, Vessa, Lillian. and, yeah. Yeah. And blank. Lady Red is very active on the Discord side, that is true, yes. Lady Red, used to be on the IRIAM side more, but Lady Red has been very, very busy with the moving and the art and the community stuff, so that is very understandable too. Sorry for not being the hero you need to quell the chaos. No worries, Hero, I'm not sure it's possible at this point. She's very, very busy, but still checks in on us, and I appreciate that greatly. I love Lady Red. She's a great person. It isn't- yeah, you're right. You're right. It is not possible. There's one enemy that this hero cannot defeat, and it is Chaos Incarnate. I mean, if that was true, then you probably would have been able to stop, Monarch's tech issues. So yeah, Chaos Incarnate, the one thing that, that a hero VTuber cannot destroy. I think Sierra was missing when I sung my claws into the community. That's possible. Sierra says, I can fight the eldritch beings, but not the chaos that is your chat. Very accurate, yeah. Like what? Eldritch gods of other universes? No problem. Stargazers? Big problem. Gold, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope everything's going well with you. I hope you've had a good Friday so far. I don't know if you have a weekend or not, but if so, I hope you're having a good start to the weekend, almost. Dark says, if I can make one person to do evil, I've done my job. We try to avoid that here. Chaos is not the same as evil. Let's put that distinction, let's make that distinction really quickly. Chaos is not the same as evil. There's lots of chaos here. We do not have evil here. Very, very different. Is biting chaos or evil? I guess that depends on who you ask. Helping your friend be a VTuber? That's nice. Eve says, the Eldritch beings adopted the chaos. We were born in it, formed by it, wielded it. You're asking me? I don't know. I can't put a value judgment on it at this point. Blank says Lady Red is a kindred spirit. Unfortunately, I think no one but her can appreciate that pun. I'm sorry, I don't recognize. Talon says, friend used to stream wrestling games. Whenever he gets around to be a VTuber, I can help him be a wrestler VTuber, since he also does it IRL. Okay. Reza says you're scared there's somehow a gotcha question, aren't you? I mean, I feel like that's kind of valid these days, don't you think? Considering how many gotcha questions you guys throw at me, I feel like that's a valid concern to have. Zero says, sorry to ask about weekend plan. Did you mention you're streaming tomorrow or not? I am streaming. We are going to be playing Cinnabunny because of a certain bunny. A certain android. We are going to be playing Cinnabunny for Easter because it's all bunny themed. It's basically just the Stargazer game. So I'm excited. I've never played it before. I'm excited to try it out on stream, see how that goes. We are pretty good at twisting anything you say. Exactly. Exactly. What is my favorite type of... What is that? I can't... Is that a pancake? What is my favorite type of pancake? Is that the question? Blank says kindred is what vampires call themselves in Vampire the Masquerade. Ah, okay. Dark says biting can be the playful kind where it's soft, but evil biting is the one that leaves a mark. Yeah, I guess it depends on intent. Vessa says I can bite since I purchased Cinnabunny. What? Do you think that gives you biting privileges? What about pecking? I think they're on the same level of potential of intent. Because you've either got, like, if you have, like, a bird that is curiously pecking at something versus, like, you know, Alfred Hitchcock The Birds, I think that that's a little bit different. No, being Vessa gives me biting privilege. Jeez. Rain Hero says, I went away for a few minutes. I feel like I missed something major. You didn't miss anything major that I can recall. Oh, wait. You might have missed the Skittles thing. I don't know if you're in the Discord, Rain Hero, but, Newbie Reaper made a meme. I feel like at some point I'm gonna end up drawing Stargazer Vessa being all bitey. I still need to make that YCH emote stuff. Too many ideas. Too many ideas. Too many ideas for Bakadoodles, YCH emotes, actually wanting to improve artwork and making nice looking stuff. And then that's all before YouTube stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Too many ideas and directions and things. Yeah, very busy and not knowing where to focus, really. Not knowing where to focus. Because I could either be doing silly things, right? I could be doing, like, emotes and chibis and Bakadoodle stuff. And then there's also, like, the fancy, pretty stuff that helps you develop your skill set and technical ability on the art side. And they kind of fight each other a little bit. And I like them both for very different reasons. You know, one is, like, art career focused and the other's more community focused. And I don't know where to focus. Because, like, I can always tell myself that I'm using them for examples, right? I can always say, like, oh, I'm doing these your character here emotes, and then I can have them as examples, and then I can offer them, and then I'm like, but then that's pulling me further away from doing, like, the pretty art stuff. And I don't know. There's people who succeed on, doing both. There's people who do really well just doing cute and simple, and then people do really well just doing, like, really refined and pretty. I don't know if there's anyone that succeeds doing both. It's tricky. It's tricky. And every time I end up doing one too long, I always feel like I need to switch to the other one. Like, every time I end up doing, like, really fancy, pretty things, I'm like, oh, I just want to do something simple, and then I do simple things, I'm like, oh, I just want to do something elegant. So it's good to have the variety. It's good to, like, play around and decide things and you know, not ever get bored with one subject. But it's also one of those, like, jack of all trades, master of none type of deals. Based around current monetary situation, it's tricky, because different people have different success levels with these things. Vessa says I succeed in doing both. I just got back. I don't know what we were talking about. I was talking about elegant art versus meme art. Do you succeed in doing both? So I don't know, like, meme art has its place, and elegant art has its place, and people do really well branding themselves one way or the other. And then I see some people who do elegant art, but it's memes. That's always an interesting concept. That's usually the ones that get, like, really big social media numbers, because it's usually, like, some fan art of something very meme-related, but it's drawn really well. Like, there was an artist that I was looking at the work of recently following, and they did Genshin and Duolingo fan art, and it's really well drawn, and it's really high quality, but it's also completely a meme. And I think it has like 100,000 likes every time they post it. And it's really, really technically good, but it's totally goofy. Vesa says, I'm both elegant and Mimi as a muse, not the artist. Fair enough. Also, Coffee Mom, hello, hello, welcome in, happy Friday. I hope you're doing well today. Eve says, I think elegant would be good to work towards, but definitely more time-consuming. It is definitely more time-consuming. That's kind of like why I want to, that's kind of why I want to practice, like, the really simple headshot stuff, because, like, well, I also need to learn, like, full body structure, too, but I get to do, I get to practice some of that with the Sea Hero pieces. Simple is a more inflated market, that's true. Yeah, Simple definitely has, like, it's more inflated, but there's also more people that can go for it. So it's tricky, but I think I really want to improve on the faces, too. Yeah, it's generally a lot cheaper, too, for sure. I mean, you don't want to base it too much on price directly, right? Because there's always going to be someone who can undercut you price-wise. Especially if you live in the US, there's always someone that can undercut you. So I try to build it more on a brand side, but that is very, very tricky. And, you know, no surprise that it's one of the reasons that I became a VTuber. Was, sort of being able to build myself up instead of sort of hiding behind, you know, generic artist 3492 with more generic illustrations. More meme art. Vesa. Yeah, push the branding. Yeah, that's the main thing, is like, I mean, I really just love branding in general. It's a part of me that I think is something that makes VTubing very special to me. It's the reason that I like VTubing, is because of how much you can push branding. I don't like being an artist that feels like I'm just hiding behind a JPEG. Rainforest Cafe level branding? That would be tricky. That would be hard to do. Blank says, I'll be off now. We're watching Boy and the Heron. Oh, have fun with that, Blank. I haven't seen that yet. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for stopping in, Blank. Have a good rest of your day. Can you elaborate how it would be tricky? Well, it's an entire physical environment of complex animatronics and decorations covering the entire restaurant. I don't think it's feasible for most people. And yeah, Blank, have a good, what was it? Molting? Hatching? Have a good day, Blank. Have a good celebration. How would it be tricky in the digital medium? Because everything has to be interactive. Everything has to be interactive and engaging. I think, like, the best example of, like, a Rainforest Cafe style digitally is, like, Taijiro. I'm very, very inspired by Taijiro's setup. I think Taijiro does a beautiful job with things. I would love to someday get to that level. I really, really love immersive streams, but they're very, very, very hard to pull off. Taijiro is a great person for that. Dark says the best way to describe myself is kind, heroic, evil, chaos dragon. Wait, that's an oxymoron. Or no, contradiction. That's a contradiction. How are you kind and heroic and evil chaos? I mean, unless you're yin-yang like Eve, but I don't think you're yin-yang, so I'm not really sure how you are both. Zero says, speaking of Boy and the Heron, until November, G-Kids is releasing Ghibli movies in 4K every 4 months, and Boy and the Heron will get the same treatment. Ah, that's cool, that's cool. Can you link them to me, please? Now I'm curious. I can't link you anything right now. Taijiro is Tyjiro. Split personality, there you go. Yeah, Eve is definitely unique for sure. Yeah, I can't type and I can't link. Taijiro, Tyjiro. I want to someday be at that level. It's a lot. I know that Taijiro puts a lot of work into stuff, and I know that Taijiro also knows how to code. Eve says the best way to think of me is as a cat. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to code. But I keep wanting to do more. I keep wanting to do more, not really knowing how to get there. I'm also cat. Whoa. Very true, Vesta. I mean, here you guys are bunnies, but yeah, outside of that, you guys are definitely cats. How do I see myself? That's a good question, Dark. My tagline is that I'm a prismatic kitsune. Beyond that, I tend to not know. The community kind of seems to determine my... I don't know. Last stream I had an entire, crisis about the magical girl trope, so I'm really not one to ask about how I see myself. Eve says I'm told I have cat brain. That's fair. Newbie says I'm always a bunny. That's true. Stargazer or not, you are always a bunny. Town says outside of that I'm a crow. Fair. I'm greatly... I don't know about that. Vessa says define yourself or the community will do it for you. Benjamin Franklin 2077. I don't know. I constantly have a little bit of a identity crisis on trying to define or describe myself. Prismatic Kitsune is usually as far as I get. But that's sort of more physical appearance than anything, isn't it? The story's written by the victors. I don't know. I don't know how to describe myself. I'm figuring out how to describe myself. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. When I learn how to do an elevator pitch properly. All I know is that, like, I know my species, and I know that I make art and sometimes play games and have a crazy community. And outside of that, I'm not really... I'm safe for work. That's not really describing myself, though, is it? I don't know. That's never really anything I'm super sure about. Eve says, when the Chaos Arc started, Vessa bonked us telling us not to go ham since you were trying to figure it out. Now Vessa contributes to the chaos. True, true. Hopefully with a new place, you'll be able to figure things out. That's nice. That's a lot of words to say I'm about to get bitten. Wait, how? What? What do you mean? What? How does that... What? How does that relate at all? I don't get how those connect at all. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure things out. I don't know how to describe myself. I know that there's, like, when it comes to VTubers, I know they all sort of fit very nicely in, like, VTuber trope boxes a lot of the time, and I've never fit nicely into any of those, so I really don't know. I don't really have, like, any good directions. Vessa says whether I add or stop the chaos depends on my mood of the day. I'm chaotic neutral alignment. That is true. Vessa's definitely chaotic neutral to a T. That is very true. Yeah, I never know how to describe myself, because, like, I don't fit any of those, like, anime trope boxes. So, I don't really know. I don't know. I know there's a lot of VTubers that fit them very, very well and very easily. I do not. I know there's a lot of VTubers who self-identify very easily. Dare? Isn't that one just, like, isn't that one just basic and boring? I'm pretty sure that's just the basic and boring one, isn't it? I don't know. I will figure it out at some point. apologize if I feel a little, if I'm acting a little bit off this stream. I think my head is just going in, like, a million directions today. I think I'm, like, overthinking and underthinking everything at the same time, and it's sort of messing with me. Probably more overthinking than everything, but, yeah. No, it's all good, it's all good. Sierra says if I were a trope, I'd probably be like Courageous Ollie, but more toned down version of her. Like Ollie? I'm not really sure how. Like Ollie. Isn't Ollie a little bit chaotic? Dark says 2 years later I will ask you about it. You find yourself. Thanks. I appreciate it. I distracted Art Fox. Too many thoughts. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Ollie when it comes down to being a VTuber fan. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that fits. That actually does make sense. Talon says I mostly fit with the quiet guy anime stereotype when it comes to speaking in text. I'm a little bit more charismatic. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's just a bit of a strange day is all. Also, I'm so sorry if there's people, like, joining in now. I really appreciate it. I'm probably gonna wrap up here today. Kubo, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm sorry, the timing's not great. I hope you have a really great rest of your day, though. I appreciate it. If you've not yet joined the Discord and you would like to consider joining the Discord, best way to do so is to go to the, YouTube link in my profile, and then there, if you go into the bio, there is a link to the Discord. Sadly, the Discord does not work on text, Steve. But thank you, I still appreciate it. I have a safe for work Discord if you are curious, to join. I would really appreciate it. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the day sort of, like, maybe working on a little bit of Sea Heroes Piece and maybe working on a little bit of study. I'm not really sure yet. But regardless, I will post that wallpaper for Star Badge earners in the special Discord channel. And I appreciate you guys very much. I will hopefully see most of you, on the YouTube and Twitch side tomorrow. We're gonna be playing Cinnabuddy to celebrate Easter. And hopefully that will be a lot of fun. And again, thank you, Vessa, for giving us the opportunity to play that game. It seems very cute and perfect for Stargazers. So, thank you very much. And I will see some of you guys later on in the community. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. And as always, thank you so much, Stargazers. Have a great rest of your day.